5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. We're live. This is Retrace, segment number 56 for Sunday, November 20th, 2022 at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. You already know what time it is. What's Retrace? Retrace is about what's going on out there. And the short version of that is computer control. The short answer is computer control. The long answer is nature, which is not effing around. Artificial intelligence, which is new. Natural intelligence, which is old. Strategic intelligence, which is in between. And humanity, which is the best part. And Retrace is for outsiders. But we came to the conclusion that outsiders are not players and the computer control game is player-oriented. So now, as of today, we're learning to play. So this, Re56, is how we got from Re1 to AIMA4e, as in AI, A Modern Approach 4th Edition by Russell and Norvig. We're about what's going on out there, that question. Retrace is about that. Our point of departure was the concept of intelligence. Natural, artificial, and strategic were the categories that we broke it down into. And we found, after toying with some hypotheses and digging and exploring and playing with the question and the possible answers, that the best answer to that question of what's going on out there is what we would call current history. And the current history of our time, of your time and mine, is dominated by the phenomenon of computer control. Computer control of things and people using computers and control of computers to control each other and all kinds of different vectors and dynamics around that idea of computer control. And it's a game. It's a game the way that war is a game, the way that international strategy is a game, the way that nuclear war or avoidance of war is a game. And what are games but player-oriented? We're not sitting at tables. We're not on fields. But this game is player-oriented. The people, the ignorant and the incapable, who are not players, are not going to have much of an effect on current history, on computer control, the phenomenon of our time. Players are going to do it all. Players are going to be player-oriented. What are the implications of that? Well, if you're in mode 0, we have 3 modes. Mode 0, mode 1, and mode 2. If you're in mode 0, you don't care. That's most of us. Most of the people on the planet are too busy with other things. Fair enough. Humans are not cut out for or designed for this sort of big picture stuff. Only a few of them even encounter the right chain reactions and triggers that make them think about it. And if they do encounter those triggers and chain reactions, even fewer are capable of thinking clearly about it, and even fewer still are capable of becoming players. Isn't it conceited of us to think that maybe that group within a group within a group might include ourselves? Well, so be it. So if you're in mode 0, you don't care. In mode 1, you don't know. But you wonder. That's the mode we've been in. Re1 to Re55, and only till about halfway or to 90% of the way through 55, we were in don't know, but wonder. What's above the clouds? What's below the ground? What's far away? What's near? What's big? What's small? We wonder. That's mode 2, but you don't know. Mode 1 is defined by, it's the fence post problem. These computer scientists, they got it all wrong. They should have never started counting with 0. But then again, the 20th century is the 1900s. The 21st century is the 2000s. See, it's not the computer scientists the only ones who make that mistake. Mode 1 is about not knowing. Mode 2 is the new mode for Retrace. Mode 2 is about not doubting. You don't doubt what's going on out there if you're in mode 2 because you're making it happen. You're part of the group that's making it happen. You don't doubt what happened. You don't doubt what's going to happen. You don't doubt what's happening now because you're making it happen. If you're in mode 2, in our era, the era of computer control, it's good to do AI. What do we mean by AI? What do you mean by AI? Whatever you mean by, that's what we mean. It's good to do AI for the good model reasons. RTFM, we've talked about this before. Right, true, fit, and mixed. RTFM is our good model. Things can be good because they're right, as in morally right, because they're true to reality, fit, as in good for survival, or a mixture of those things. RTFM, it's good to do AI in the modern era for all four kinds of good. It's also good to do AI for mice reasons. Think intelligence community, espionage, counter-espionage and covert action, money, ideology, compromise, and ego, the way that you get to somebody if you're a spy or an intelligence agent. It's good to do AI for mice reasons, and they're doing it. So those are the implications. If the game is computer control and it's player-oriented, and there are 3 modes, don't care, don't know, don't doubt, we want to be in mode 2. You want to be in mode 2. Everybody wants to be in mode 2, but not everybody can be in mode 2. And certainly even the people who are in mode 2, the people who don't doubt because they're making things happen, they're players, but not everyone who tries to play can play. But there's a lot of support around players. A lot of support. You can see it on every sideline and in every stadium and in every crowd watching with bated breath the players play. What are the details of our new direction? What do we mean? AIMA4e. What are we going to do with it? This white brick, this valuable white brick. Well, all generalist AI knowledge is in that white brick, not all of it. Generalist AI knowledge, if you're looking for the generalist approach to the specialist field of artificial intelligence, it is in AIMA4e. I have spent a lot of time with this book, all of the editions actually, but I have not studied it. I dip into it as I see fit. I've used it. I've used it the way I use an encyclopedia. And I've gotten a lot of use out of it. You can see all of my stickies from, since this one came out in 2020, it'll say copyright 2021, but I bought it in like late 2020. You could buy it that early. And I have the other editions too. I got just as much use out of the 3rd edition as well, because I've had a relationship with this book for 10 years, 11. The 3rd edition, which is the 2010s, and now the 4th edition, which is the 2020s. It's a valuable white brick. It might be the most valuable thing for the 2020s. Might just be that. Not so pricey if you look at it that way. It's our new point of departure. We started our point of departure when we were in mode 1 was the concept of intelligence. Our point of departure for mode 2 is AIMA4e. The most valuable white brick of the 2020s. Let's call it that. But we will not be teaching this white brick. We will not be teaching it. We are not teachers. We're not qualified to teach. We're not even qualified to teachers assist. But you might still have fun listening to this podcast, and some learning might happen accidentally. But we're not here to teach, and you're not here to learn. This podcast is still about what's going on out there. But as you find out more, as we have done, and as you make certain judgments and decisions, it has implications. For us, the biggest one happened at Re56, let's say, the switch from mode 1, which is wondering, to mode 2, which is doing, acting, making things happen. So that's it. That's how we got from our point of departure, intelligence, to our present turn, a new point of departure, artificial intelligence, a modern approach, 4th edition. What am I going to do? I'm going to read this sucker cover to cover in the next week. It's about 150 pages a day. I've never studied anything. I swear I've never studied. I mean, maybe some math at certain points I did study, but I've never studied anything on command, and I've never done what I'm about to do, like the pace of reading. I'm a slow reader, so the idea of doing 150 pages a day is going to be a challenge for me, but so be it. But this is what needs to be done, so let's do it. And I thought about doing it over a year, giving it a really thorough treatment linearly over a year. That was not as attractive as over 6 months, and then 6 months, maybe I could just do 3 months, and then it eventually was like, no, I got to do this in a week. I gotta get this in my brain, cover to cover, in a week. Obviously, I'm not going to write all the code or test all the code. I'm not going to be able to scour all the mathematics and internalize them. That'll come later. You can't master a book or master a topic like this, even if you have a fantastic resource like this, quickly. You have to do it using a layering approach, or at least that's what we're going to do. So that's it. And these are going to be much shorter podcasts until until they shouldn't be. But for the next week, they should be. They're going to be 5 hot minutes. All references today will be in the PDF notes. I'll refer to the previous retraces as appropriate. retraice.com. This is 56, Retraice 56. Next segment's tomorrow, 11 p.m., same time. And I will have read 150 pages. I will be at page 151. I don't think I needed to look at it to do that math, did I? If I start on one? But it doesn't actually start on one. No book ever does, right? That's it. Signing off.